damn it, hell, I don't know when I'm gonna get this together. Like I get so excited and then I forget to mute mic. But hopefully now you can hear me. I saw my niece. My niece said, I can't hear shit what you saying. But guess what? I can hear you, or I can see you. Let's put it that way. Sunshine, my love, I see you on YouTube. Can you hear me loud and clear? One of these days, I promise, I'm going to get this together, okay? Maybe when everything integrates together as one, I will be able to unmute the microphone and I can't say what I want to say. So I don't even know if y'all can hear my little sound effect. Maybe you can. Maybe you cannot. I don't know. Let me know. My niece out there, Jadisha, can you hear me? She said, okay, I can hear you now, loud and clear. I absolutely love that. Welcome in for those of you guys that are joining once again on Facebook, on YouTube, and also TikTok. Welcome in. I absolutely love the support that you guys continue to give me every single Sunday when we tune in and share another chapter from my book. If you guys have not seen or read my book yet, oh my God, you are missing in. This is volume 1 of Learning the ABCs of a Man. I just released this book in April this year. 26 chapters. Every chapter, there's something different, whether it is a personal experience that I went through, something that I've spoken to about with friends or family. Listen, once you buy this book that's available on Amazon, it should change your life, or it should at least inspire you on the right way of doing things versus the wrong way. Targeted more for men. This is volume 1, of course, of a 7 collective series. I am going to be working on this and releasing even more volumes that's coming up in the near future. But for those of you guys right now, I definitely want to just share with you that I've taken the opportunity to design so many cool things for you out there, including all this merchandise that you see in the background. Now, if you want to go ahead and visit what I am showing and displaying to purchase, you can always visit my website at www.alexanderemmanuel.com. It has a lot of cool things, even specific merchandise that's designed for each chapter. So I've taken an opportunity to have fun with that. So go ahead, indulge yourself in the website and let me know what you think. All right, so for those of you guys that probably have not followed me yet, make sure that you like, follow, and share this live. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we are here live with Learning the ABCs of a Man. We always tune in every Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast. I'm not sure what time that's going to reflect on your end. But yes, like, follow, share. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Listen, and the list goes on and on. As far as rules of what we're going to just, cover really basic, 18 years and age and up is what we expect on this platform for this podcast. If you're not of that age, this would be a good time to shift gears and seek another channel. This channel is only for 18 years and older, because we're going to be talking about mature themes and a lot of heavy context. So make sure that you guys are aware of that. Always be respectful when we're having any conversations throughout the entire podcast, and keep it engaging, keep it positive. Listen, there's a lot of opinions that we will always have. Disrespect, I can tell you, will never be welcome at any given point when we are conducting these podcast chapter reviews. Now, one thing that's very important, if you guys have any questions relating to the chapter or anything that you just want to know in general, feel free to send me an email at info@alexanderemmanuel.com, or you can slide into my DMs and ask the question only about the chapter. Now, keep in mind that I am not a therapist. I am not a doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever that you want to call it. I am not qualified to give you medical advice. However, I can give you advice on my personal experiences. I've been through a lot, and I'm quite sure that most of you guys have went through a lot. And this is a safe space where we can have that discussion. So I want to make sure that everyone is aware that you are welcome to send me any questions, once again, to info@alexanderemmanuel.com, or you can go ahead and send me a direct message on my social media platforms. Now, today's chapter we're going to be talking about is Get Off and Go. This is a heavy chapter. There is no apology whatsoever with this chapter. My writing is very bold, unfiltered, and it's the truth. So if you can stomach it and you can handle it, then of course you are in the right place. Now, for everyone in my TikTok universe that's out there, I know you can't tap on Facebook or YouTube, but make sure that you guys keep tapping that screen on TikTok. We definitely want to make sure that those likes go up for today. Sunshine out there in YouTube. I know you're lonely in that YouTube universe. I wish you could tap, but however, tell a friend, share, like, and continue, of course, to follow. So I think this is a great time for us to switch gears so we can talk about chapter G, Get Off and Go.
Warning, you are live with your favorite author, Alexander Emmanuel.
Where the truth has no filter.
So turn the conversation all the way up.
He kisses her goodnight with lips that taste like lies. Warm hands, familiar grip. But his mind, it's already somewhere else. Maybe it's in the DMs he swore he doesn't open with the blurred profile with no face. Just stats and a craving. She sleeps beside him, while his other self awakens, tapping, scrolling, choosing. G&G lights up in the dark like a forbidden flame, and he's addicted to the burn. He feeds on attention, validation, and bodies he'll never have to explain. Screenshots are deleted. Names are never saved. He leaves no trace, but the scent of someone's sweat masked beneath his cologne. He'll look her in the eye tomorrow and say, "I love you," like he means it. The truth is filthy. It doesn't knock. It creeps. It hides. It moans behind locked screens and blank profiles. So tell me, what exactly is he doing when you're not looking? And are you ready to find out?
Now, I'm going to tell you and keep it real, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you guys that are aware, there are apps out there that some guys do creep in the night. Allegedly, that would be Grindr, or it would be sniffies.com. Now, I might be sharing more information than you guys would probably know, but if you happen to research some of that stuff, you will be alarmed to see what you do see. That is as far as I'm going to be able to take it, and I'm going to let the chapter itself speak for that volume that you're about to hear right now. G&G lives in the shadows of his phone. If he guards it like a fortress, you're not the only one he's undressing. He kisses her goodnight with lips that taste like lies. Warm hands, familiar grip. But his mind, it's already somewhere else. Maybe it's in the DMs he swore he doesn't open, or in the blurred profile with no face, just stats and a craving. She sleeps beside him while his other self awakens, tapping, scrolling, choosing. G&G lights up in the dark like a forbidden flame, and he's addicted to the burn. He feeds on attention, validation, and bodies he never has to explain. Screenshots are deleted, names are never saved. He leaves no trace but the scent of someone else's sweat masked beneath his cologne. You'll look her in the eye tomorrow and say, "I love you," like he means it. And maybe he does. In the way a liar loves being believed. She senses it, the distance, the sudden urgency to shower, the late night runs to the store. Her intuition screams, but he drowns it with soft kisses and hard distractions. Because the truth is filthy. It doesn't knock, it creeps, it hides, it moans behind locked screens and blank profiles. So tell me, what exactly is he doing when you're not looking? And are you ready to find out? Step into the shadows with me and peel back the curtain on a world most women never see. Some because they choose not to. Others because the truth is too damn heavy to carry. Now, this isn't fantasy. This is the hidden, unfiltered underworld where the taboo isn't shame, it's worshipped. A place where boundaries don't exist and pleasure is served raw, fast, and without remorse. Welcome to the men's club. Not the kind with cigars and leather chains or leather chairs. No, this one is silent, mobile, and dangerously real. It's a secret world where men seek what their girlfriend or wives can't, won't, or never knew how to give. A world of instant gratification where a stranger's mouth replaces commitment and a quick release matters more than the years they've built with someone else. This club has no address, no rules, no guilt. It lives in gym showers, back seats, locker rooms, airport bathrooms, wherever the urge strikes and discretion is an afterthought. It's always open, always accessible, and always ready to welcome him back without a single question asked. So buckle up. This chapter isn't here to comfort you. It's here to shake the illusion, rattle your soul, and expose the game being played behind your back. Because while the truth might burn, you deserve loyalty, honesty, and a love that doesn't hide behind unlocked doors. A fast swipe innocent, right? Just another scroll through the chaos of social media, laughing at memes, liking selfies, ignoring reality until that notification hits. Swift as lightning, hot as sin. The kind that sends a pulse straight to your core before you even tap it open. No name, no photo, just the blinding curiosity of what if and what's next. And what's next? Raw, unfiltered need. The kind that makes your breath hitch and your thighs clench. Instant gratification delivered in a digital whisper. One silent tap. No sound, no alert, and no proof. Just shadows, the purity of invisible stealth that you never knew was there. That's the power of this app. It lets you move like a ghost, unseen, unbothered, and untraceable. Until the moment his bold, hard weapon pierces through your digital defenses. Then your body, without ever asking permission, no face, no name, just stats, height, weight, inches of his manhood, whether it was cut or uncut, the position he played, was he a top, or was where he penetrates a bottom, or versatile, where he does both. Pick your flavor. It's all in there. The options are endless in his world. But here's the kicker, baby. Just because he's dripping sweat on your sheets, whispering lies laced with lust, while his tongue dances with your clit doesn't mean he's not out here on all fours taking the same from another man. Not just any man either, maybe a bear, the typical thick, overweight man that has a powerful demeanor, furry, hair covered like a beast in heat. Perhaps he likes the otter type, the slimmer male version, sleek, slightly hairy, and not as robust as the bear. Or could it be the jock, built like a god, all abs and ego, using his body like it's the only language he knows? He could simply be exercising his feminine energy, screaming as the barely legal twink struggles to fit all that man meat he's been blessed with inside your husband. The baby face and tight-bodied innocence feeding that twisted corner of daddy issues your man never had the balls to confess to you. Now let that sink in. You weren't just sharing your body. You were sharing him with a secret world you were never invited to. Now stay focused. Don't get paranoid. But when his vibes starts shifting, his smile a little too calculated, his workouts a little too frequent with his best friend Kevin, you start to wonder, is Michelle really the problem? Or is it Kevin that's been helping him stretch more than just his muscles? That's when another notification lights up on my screen. WYA, simple code for where you at. Translation, I'm horny. I want you now, and I don't need pleasantries. I type back smoothly like muscle memory in bed watching TV. It's the usual setup, the dance before the drop. If it's not WYA, it's I'm horny. Men are squirrels constantly chasing the next nut, no matter how many times they've already stashed. No name, no small talk. Mystery stays thick in the air like cologne. Then it drops. When you want to meet up, your picture got my dick hard. And I knew exactly which picture he was referring to. There were no filters in my images, no catfish angles, just my ass full, round, tight, the kind of perfection that makes necks snap for a second look. It was art, flesh sculpted, made to hypnotize with a single walk. Now at 5'6", I wasn't tall, but gravity bowed to my presence, wrapped like a sin on purpose. Notification number 3 came in just like a drum roll. Opened up his album, an archive of explicit masterpieces curated with precision. His cock museum worthy, thick and perfectly tanned with veins snaking down like lightning bolts, pulsing with promise. And those balls fuzzy like a kiwi and heavy with desire, hanging with the kind of weight that meant business. I stared, not in shock, but in appreciation. That wasn't just a dick, it was literally a challenge. A dare that I couldn't back down from. What are you doing now? He asked. I smiled, finger flying over the screen, about to shower, and then hit the park for a few laps. He sighed. The kind of park where the air is thick with heat and not just from the sun, where bodies pass like whispers, where eye contact meets everything, and silence speaks in raw, carnal codes, cruising territory, a playground for the wicked. I'll meet you there. I love to run. His reply came fast, unfiltered. I usually go early morning, but for you, I'll make an exception. High noon. We hadn't even exchanged face pictures, but somehow I didn't care. There was something reckless in the air, something forbidden and delicious, as if he sensed my curiosity. His next message dropped. I'll be in a gray hoodie, short, sharp, intentional. That was all I needed. Adrenaline surge, that pulse of bad decision and undeniable desire took over. I threw on black shorts, tight enough to hug, loose enough to tempt, sweatshirt zipped, kicks on. And just like that, I was in motion. The park buzzed with life, kids laughing, couples holding hands, joggers breathing hard as their bodies glistened into the heat. But I was on a mission. I started my laps, pushing through 2 miles with ease, but my focus wasn't on the distance. It was on this moment, the one coming next. After a final sprint, I collapsed onto a bench, chest rising, sweat trailing down my spine, water bottle pressed to my lips. That's when it hit. The vibration, like a secret knocking against my skin. I'm here. That was all that was said. Simple, straight, electric. Where? I replied, fingers trembling. Behind the bathrooms. And just like that, I knew exactly where to go. The hidden trail up the hills overlooking Houston like a secret shared between sinners. That sacred ground where strangers become lovers without names, just sweat and instinct and breathless abandon. And I was already walking. Because sometimes the best kind of trouble is the kind you meet under the blazing sun, with a hoodie, no questions, and every intention to sin. The trail behind the bathrooms is more than a path, it was a portal. A journey through wild, untamed temptation, branches clawed at my skin like lovers trying to keep me from moving forward. But I pushed through, driven by something deeper than curiosity, desire. The kind that coils low in your stomach and heats your blood with every step. Brushes of ivy tangled around my legs, vines hung like sins from the trees. This wasn't just a trail, it was a labyrinth built for lust. A secret world where the air was thick with sweat, musk, and the sound of bodies speaking in moans instead of words. It had been a year since I dared set foot back here, but something about him, this faceless man with the perfect peace, had drawn me in like a moth to a wildfire. Now, even though the sun was blazing in the sky, the path was cast in shadows veiled by nature's canopy. Sunlight pierced through only in slivers, golden spotlights onto scenes that shouldn't exist but did. I broke through the last wall of brush, and there it was, the hidden underworld, a forest altar where men came to worship flesh and release shame like it never existed. There were 7 of them scattered through the space, each lost in their own symphony of sin. Some kneeling, some gripping trees like they needed them to survive, others bent, stretched, surrendering themselves to any stranger strong enough to take them. But one stole the air from my lungs. He was up against a tree, pants shackled at his ankles, arms clinging to bark like lifelines. Behind him, a bear of a man, towering, thick, belly full but cock fuller, was plunging into him with such brutal rhythm that the whole tree seemed to shake. The moans were low at first, like whispers in the dark, then louder, animalistic. Each thrust was a roar, a declaration of dominance echoing through the branches like thunder. I was frozen, spellbound. The prey buckled, arms too weak to hold on, folding at the waist, grabbing his ankles as if he needed to brace himself from the shattering. The bear growled, sweat glistening, veins pulsing, chest rising, and falling like a god in heat. Then one final merciless thrust. His roar split the forest, guttural and raw, as he emptied himself into the man with no resistance. Shot after shot, a release so deep it echoed off bark and bone. And then silence. Heavy, breathless, until the prey rose, lips locked with his aggressor, soft, tender, intoxicating. And that's when it hit me. Gray hoodie, him, the mystery man, the one who summoned me here, the one I came to meet. And now I knew exactly what kind of fire I was walking into. If hell has a waiting room, I'd be sitting in, legs crossed, number in hand, next in line for judgment. Because on this stunning Saturday, beneath a sun too bright for what I was about to witness, I stumbled into a secret so twisted, even Lucifer would have paused to sip his tea. The man I had been fantasizing about, the one I was ready to let tear open my back door with the biggest, thickest key I'd ever seen, wasn't just spoken for, he was being spoken into, moaning beneath the weight and the girth of a bear whose rhythm was biblical. And if that wasn't enough to split my soul in half, God went and turned the volume up, because that man, the mystery man, the muscle bound fantasy, was the pastor, my pastor. The same man who stood behind the pulpit every Sunday preaching about sin, salvation, and the sanctity of marriage. The same one who condemned anything outside the marriage of a man and a woman, covenant like it were an abomination worthy of eternal fire. He was right there in the forest, bent over, receiving his damnation with every thick, wet thrust. I stood frozen, heat rising, heart thundering like I'd been struck by lightning made of betrayal. The robe of righteousness he wore on Sunday mornings was replaced with flushed skin, knees in dirt, and a mouth moaning, "Yes, God," in a way that had nothing to do with scripture. It was so raw, so reckless, so opposite of the image he fed his congregation that I felt the sin burning my skin for watching. And when he turned, when his eyes met mine, every drop of color drained from his face like a baptism of shame. He stumbled, literally trying to pull himself together, pants still cuffed around his ankles like shackles of truth finally catching up to him. He opened his mouth to say my name, but all that came out was a gasp. 20 years, wife of devotion, 5 kids, Sunday sermons filled with fire and brimstone, and now this forest fornication beneath the weight of everything he told us God hated. The man who held hands at the altar and recited to have and to hold from this day forward for better or worse was now spread wide in a grove, grasping for air after being held in ways his wife could never imagine. Faithful to you till death do us part, yea, faithful with an asterisk, because the only covenant he cared about in that moment was between his lips and the lie he called salvation. Whether it's your pastor, your husband, your boyfriend, your uncle, or the quiet next door neighbor who always smiles just a little too long, they all carry a hunger, a thirst that technology now quenches like communion for the corrupted. We've entered in a new era where an app can unlock the dirtiest door behind the cleanest smile, and they don't even have to knock. The lies, they're silent. The betrayal, wrapped in pixels and location drops, every swipe, every notification, every WYA text is a dagger hidden in plain sight. We live in a time where lust doesn't need a dark alley. It only needs a signal, a few stats, and the cowardice of a man too weak to tell you the truth. Do you want to explore your sexuality, your kinks, your limits? Absolutely, but with honesty, with consent, and with the dignity of transparency that honors the person you lie beside every single night. But when the truth is buried under secrets and deceit, when you strip away someone's right to choose you or walk away, that's not love. That's robbery. That's emotional theft at its highest level. So, no, this isn't about judging desire, it's about exposing deception. Open marriages, yes. Polygamy, yes. Swingers and wild nights under neon lights, that's your chapter to write. But give your partner the damn pen too, because robbing someone of the right to make an informed decision, it's not liberation, it's cowardice dressed in charisma. Now it's time for a reckoning. It's time for the final written warning where you stop questioning if it's in your head and start firing the liars, the cheaters, the manipulators who want their cake and yours too. Because while you're curled up under blankets of loyalty, he might be bent over the gym bench, swapping more than sweat with his best friend Kevin, while he calls it just a workout. They're working out every filthy desire behind your back in your truck, your shower, your life. So wake the fuck up. Watch the signs. Read the silence. Because these streets aren't just wild, they're wired. And if he guards his phone like it's holding the codes to the Pentagon, there's a reason. G&G lives in the shadows of his phone. If he guards it like a fortress, you're not the only one he's undressing. Now go, burn the blindfold, and light the match, and let the truth set you ablaze. Now that was chapter G. Get off and go. Pretty heavy. For those of you guys that are out there, making sure, of course, that you're tapping out there in the TikTok universe, because I had to get my dramatics on. I had to act this out for you guys to really feel exactly what I was feeling when I was writing this particular chapter, because too many times we see the hypocrisy, and it starts a lot in the church. The pastor that speaks sermons against everything that God created in his own image, and they call complete opposite while doing the exact same fucking thing. This was very passionate to me because I came and encountered individuals that were pastors, that did serve the church, that were married, that had kids. This chapter was based on a true story. I'm not going to call any names because he might be upset if I call his name. But yes, a lot of this happens every single day. So I challenge you every day, question him. Make sure that you're not being played for a fool, because it only takes 1 second for you not to stay focused, for you to be the violin that he's playing like an orchestra, or I should say in an orchestra. Now, keep in mind that every time that I do create a chapter, I create merchandise for you. I honestly think that I have to purchase this collection for myself because this collection is hot. And I only pray that maybe one day I'll meet him. One day, who knows? Chrissy, you know, you're out there. My best friend is probably saying, yeah, I know. So yes, feel free to, of course, visit my website. It's very simple to create an account, your personal account. That will give you the opportunity to look at any chapter that we currently have built merchandise for. Visit my website at www.alexanderemmanuel.com and learn about all the great things that I am so happy to share with all of you guys. So yes, again, www.alexanderemmanuel.com. Now, next week is going to be a different chapter. We've already got to chapter G. Next week is going to be chapter H. You want to know what chapter H is? It's called Housewife or the Hoe. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to get into it. The only thing that I can tell you is that whether you agreed with every word or maybe you probably disagreed with every sentence, thank you for staying in the conversation. Now, conversations don't change because everyone agrees. They change because someone was willing to listen. So again, tune in, follow, tell a friend to tell a friend that next wife, we're going to have some conversations about whether you are that housewife and how to transition to that hoe. So until then, I love you, and I'll see you next week.